Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am so glad you joined me today. For those who are joining me for the first time, my name is Cecile, and in this video I'm going to share a few words on perfectionism, and most importantly I'm going to give you some few steps that you can take right now after watching this and break free from that. So before we zoom in, please let me ask you this: why do you always feel the urge to perfect things? Where does perfectionism come from? Because at its core, perfectionism is often driven by fear. This is the fear that we are not good enough just as we are. Maybe we believe that if we perfect ourselves, if we perfect our behavior, or if we even perfect that project we are working on, then we will finally be seen, loved, and appreciated. And then maybe those uncomfortable feelings that we are right now feeling will go away. But here is the truth: perfectionism is just a coping mechanism. It's a way to manage our fear and discomfort. Here are two big ironies on perfectionism. First one is our imperfection makes us lovable, because perfectionism doesn't bring love, peace, and even success. Instead, it keeps us stuck, anxious, frustrated, and never fully satisfied. People admire perfection, but they don't love it because it makes us unrelatable to others. True connection comes from authenticity. And if what drives perfectionists is really a belief that we are not lovable unless we improve, then the paradox is that even if we are perfect, we would be admired but not loved. Achieving perfection gets you admired, not deeply loved. The second irony is that confident people embrace their flaw. Think about it. The most confident people you know, do they obsess over every detail they make? Or do they allow themselves to be seen, flaw and all? Because confidence doesn't come from being perfect, it comes from being okay with imperfection. The moment we stop fighting our flaw, our self esteem naturally rises. True confidence came from accepting oneself as we are, because perfection becomes irrelevant when we realize that we are already enough. This is why today in this video I'm going to share with you 4 simple steps but yet powerful that will help you to stop being a perfectionist and start living with more freedom in your life. So now the process of 4 steps that you can take to overcome perfectionism. The first thing about changing anything in your life is awareness. But it has to be the kind of awareness that you are kind, compassionate with yourself. Because if you see a frightened child, would you yell at them? Of course, no. You will comfort them, you'll reassure them, and you'll let them know that they are safe. That's exactly how we need to treat the part of us who is clinging into perfection. So step one is about awareness. It's to notice when you are trying to perfect things. So pay attention to the sign. What thought is running through your head, or how does perfectionism show up in your body? Because we always feeling some discomfort in our body when we are pushing ourselves too hard to perfect things. So it's advice done to start by identify your unique perfectionist trigger, whether it's a feeling in your body or certain thought or behavior. Maybe it's a tension in your shoulder, or maybe it's just a feeling like nothing you do is ever quite enough, or maybe it's a voice in your head saying, if only I just fix this one more thing, then I will be happy. Because noticing this moment is the first step to breaking the cycle. And the next step is about acknowledging your feeling with kindness. Instead of resisting or judging yourself, simply acknowledge what's happening. Simply recognize when you are stuck in perfectionism. Try saying something like this: I see you. I know you are feeling uncomfortable or afraid, and that's okay. and I'm here for you. Be there for yourself. By witnessing your emotion, you validate them. And this alone help you feel safer and less anxious. Step 3 is about giving yourself permission to perfect without judging yourself. Ironically, allowing yourself to perfect can reduce the pressure. So, take a deep breath, pause and say, okay, I know you are feeling uncomfortable or even afraid. If perfecting this help you feel better, then go ahead. This gives you space to relax instead of forcing yourself to stop. And this, when we stop resisting perfectionism and give ourselves permission to do it, the pressure starts to fade. Step 4 is about redefining your own way of perfecting. Be open to a new, reduced level of perfection by asking yourself these questions. First, ask yourself, how perfect does this really need to be? The second question is to ask yourself, does this task really require 100% effort, or would 80% be just fine? Maybe good enough really is good enough. Because when you pause and reflect, you may realize you don't actually need to perfect that thing at all. Or since you move from out of your unconscious self, because perfection really steer from unconsciousness, so the urge to be perfect shift you into awareness and allowing you to see reality and make a new decision. Taking the step back invite your brain into the present moment, and you can recognize that it's really good enough. And even if you still need feel like you need to perfect, you may notice that it feel lighter. It's even feel a little bit easier and less urgent, because now you are choosing it instead of being controlled by it. So pausing to ask this question can be the key to shifting your mindset actually. And the difference between striving for excellence versus striving for perfection is because perfectionism is really exhausting, but excellence is very different. Excellence inspire you while perfectionist drain you of energy. And breaking free from perfectionist takes time, because it's something that we've used to it, so that sometimes we are not even conscious that we are perfecting. It's like a habit that we practice, and it's almost like an addiction. And that's why it won't change overnight. But every time you practice this first step, you'll start to realize nothing bad happen if everything isn't really perfect. And over time, your need for perfection will lose its grip. And finally, letting go of perfectionism isn't about lowering your standard. It's about freeing yourself from the constant pressure of never feeling like you are enough. The journey to overcoming perfection isn't about forcing change overnight. It's about patience, kindness, and self compassion. And as Buddha says, it's not perfection we must seek, but freedom of heart. So, are you ready to let go of perfection and embrace a life of ease and self acceptance? In fact, our real goal isn't to be flawless, but to be free. And if you find this helpful, please support my channel by subscribing. And if you haven't already, for more content like this. And really thank you for watching. I appreciate your support, and see you on my next video. Bye now.